Well, hi folks, this is Randy here. I want to do a video this evening on, and some of you may know, you've watched my videos. I do leather work, leather craft work, and the point of this video was not to advertise for my Etsy shop, but I will give you the link at the very end. But just to talk about leather work and what I make and some of the tools I use and the different steps. So you know, I've been leather working for a little while, and I've shown my little journal that I carry in my pocket every day. It's upstairs. It's upstairs with my billfold and all, but it's this size right here. And this is one this is one that'll hold a 3.5 by 5.5 notebook, like the Field notebook, Field Notes book, Field Notes brand, different brands. You can put, you know, Moleskin, you can put Log and Jot, or you can put Word, just whatever brand. And what I do when I make these, you know, I'll put one notebook in it, and that's how I sell it. But so the process to doing this is, the first thing you do, of course, you got to have some leather, and I use mostly vegetable tan leather, and this is 4 ounce vegetable tan leather right here. And so most of the things I make is made out of vegetable tan leather. I do have some rustic leather, I have some black leather, but this leather, this vegetable tan leather, is good for stamping, good for dyeing, and it finishes real nice. So what you do, the first thing you do is you know, you got to get a ruler or a square. And like, I've got a roll of leather over there. I've got 2 different sizes. This is 4 ounce, and I've also got eight between 7 and 8 inch, or 7 to 8 ounce. I've got 7 to 8 ounce that I use for sheaths, knife sheaths. So I use the 4 ounce for notebooks. I use it for these pocket organizers right here, and I use it for these billfolds. These are just little minimalist billfolds, but I'll show you all this. So I use 8 ounce for knives, 4 ounce for notebooks, pocket organizers, knife sleeves, and all, and I'll show you. And I also have some black leather, which is this black leather is real pretty, and this is another little minimalist billfold that I make. So what I do, first thing you have to do is you have to get something to cut with, and I've got different knives in here, but you know, I just use a sharp razor blade knife to cut. And once I get my measurement, I do have some templates, and I got some somewhere, yeah. So I've got templates for these notebooks right here. I've got templates for them already cut out for the inside, also the little flaps. So I've got this size template right here, and then I've got it for these flaps right here. So you cut those out, okay. And I've also got these are templates, and these are for, you know, this one's for like a case lighter sleeve. This is for one of these EDC wallets, like I showed you. I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. This is for one of the EDC wallets. Put my maker's mark on it. Then I've got them for knife sleeves, and then I've got them for the pocket organizers. I've got 2 different sizes of these. So Templates are a must. I mean, you got to have a template. I also have the templates if I'm gonna do a knife. If I'm gonna do a knife sheath, well, I draw a template, then I trace the template on the leather, cut the leather out, so then I got a knife sheath. So that's one of the tools I use. I use some kind of measuring device. For a straight line, I use can use the square, or I can use a ruler. Just whatever. I've got different ones. So then once I decide to trace it out, I'll either use an awl, or I'll just use a number 2 pencil. Either one of them. So, and these are all scratch awls right here, different ones. I use this one a lot, and I use this one a lot. You can also punch holes with these. So so once I get it traced out, then I cut it out with this. So then when you cut it out, so you're cutting this notebook out, so you'll just have a blank piece of leather like this big. So the next thing you have to do is I burnish them, but I do an edge. I use an edge beveler if I can find one. If I can find one, I use an edge beveler. And what this edge beveler does, you just take it and you just go around it like this, and you go the top side, then you go the bottom side, and it rounds the edge. And then you take some sandpaper, like this fine sandpaper, 400 grit, and you sand it. You do that, then you take and wet the edge, and then you can take a burnisher, and I do some burnishing with a drill, and I also hand burnish. This is a burnishing tool. So you take this and you just you wet it, and you do that. Then after you get that done, then you can either go ahead, and what I do is I go ahead and dye everything and get them ready. Once I get it dyed, well, I'll punch holes, I'll glue it. I'll take some glue and glue these together, and then I'll finish burnishing it. Then I'll do that, and then I'll glue these together, some glue, and then I'll take a hole punch, one of these. I've got different sizes, and I'll use a hammer, leather working hammer, and you have different hammers you use, but this is heavy, so it does a good thing on punching the holes. So I'll do that, and once you punch the holes, you can see the thread on this. That's what you got. You got the holes to sew with. Sew your leather together. And here's this is one of the spools of thread. This is orange, and so I've got different colors. I got tan and black and brown. I got green. I've got a real pretty blue I bought. I've got red. So you can get different colors of thread. So anyway, before I sew it, I get the holes punched, get it glued, and get the holes punched, and then I'll use some kind of dye that I have, and this is actually a gel. So I dye it. I dye everything, and I use these little applicators here, and I'll put the dye on there, and then this is what you get. You get a dyed. And if I'm gonna put snaps and all on there, I'll go ahead and have the holes punched and put the snaps or the rivets in. So you dye it. Then once you get it dyed and you let it dry and get it dyed, you may have to dye it 3 or 4 times. And once you dye it, then you sew it. But before you dye it, You wanna, if you need to do any stamping, you need to stamp it before you dye it. You know, and you can see this has a texture on it. And what this is, I wet it. Then I took the piece of leather outside, and this is from an oak tree. I took a hammer, took this hammer right here, and just put this on the oak tree and just tapped it. Just laid it on the oak tree wet and tapped it. Then I got that pattern. I think you can see it, but it leaves a pretty neat looking bark pattern. So I did that. And I've done it on my notebooks, on my journals. I have people that they kind of like that. So, but anyways, if you want to put your maker's mark on there, like I have a flag I put, but I've got my maker's mark too. This is a stamp, so you wanna wet this where you're gonna stamp it, and then you take this hammer, and then you take your stamp and you tap it just ever so, tap it. You tap it fairly hard, but you want to keep control of it, and then that'll put your mark on there, or whatever kind of deal you're doing. I've got a lot of different stamps, so whatever you decide to stamp it, for the customer. Like, here's a leaf, and I use this one a pretty good bit, but so you put your stamp on there, or if you want to, tool it or whatever, you do that while it's wet. So then let it dry. Once it dries, then you can dye it. Once you dye it, then you can sew it. And I hand sew it with a needle. I just pull me off some threads. You hand sew it, and you can see what that looks like. That's that orange. And I enjoy the sewing part. You can see it's already got, you punch the holes. And you also, if you're going to do one of these eyelets, you want to, or a grommet, you want to go ahead and punch the hole for that, and then dye it. So you can see this one. This is just a knife. This is a knife sleeve. And you can slide a knife down in there. You can slide a flashlight. People carry these in their pockets. And I see I've got a grommet on here. You can put a lanyard. I put lanyards on some of this stuff. There's my maker's mark. But and this is sewn by hand. It's straight. It's sewn by hand. Just different ways. I sewed this wallet. You see how straight it is. Got a Zippo, got a case for a Zippo right here, and I've got it sewn with black thread. So once you get it dyed, okay, you let it dry, then I'll take either some beeswax, I'll take some beeswax, and I melt it just a little bit with my lighter, and I'll go around the edge, finish burnishing it with a burnishing tool, go around the edge like this with the beeswax. Then I'll get the burnisher and just do it like that. And it just slicks it up and makes it real pretty, a good finished product. So you do that, then you're pretty much done. Now I've got a leather working hammer. This is a leather worker's hammer, and what this is for is this is a knife sheath. This is an Essie Zancudo knife sheath. So what you do with this, you just take the hammer and you lay it on the bench, and you take this hammer and you just tap around it, and it just makes this thread and all lay down. It gives it a little bend. Or you can actually see, this is wet formed, if you can tell. See how that looks right here. It's wet formed. You wet this, you wet the leather, then you put the knife in it, and you take it and squeeze it to the shape of the knife. But you can take this and you just go around it, and it helps form it, and it actually makes the thread, the sewing, look better. And this is just a cobbler's hammer or leather worker's hammer, and you can see how smooth this is. It's that way for a reason. So knife sheaths, I make knife sheaths. This is one for a Zancudo, an Edc Zancudo. It's made out of 8-ounce leather, and you can see the difference in the leather. This is 8-ounce, and this is just one I was experimenting with, and it's 4-ounce. So you can see the difference. And both of these are scout carry, and you call them scout carry because you're going to carry it on your belt, not like this, but this way. And this is why you have this belt loop right here. So heavy duty sheath, fits perfect. And I've also made one. This is for an Azula, an Edc Azula, and I make patterns for any knife that I make. A knife sheath I'm gonna make. I'll make a pattern now. This is for a Zancudo, and this is for an Azula. A Zancudo's got a 3-inch blade, and you could probably put another different 3-inch blade in this. Same thing with this Azula. This is for an Azula, and Azula is a shorter knife, but you can also probably use it for a knife the same size. So I do make knife sheaths. I also make these big notebooks. Make 2 different styles. This is the Midori style. It's not a Midori, but it's got the elastic. Then it's got the elastic on the inside to put the notebook in. And this is a moleskin. I always put a moleskin. There's my maker's mark, my old maker's mark. And this one's on Etsy now. This one's actually hand carved. I carved this with my hand with a night carving knife. Let me see if I can find that thing. Here it is. So this is a carving knife, and you just put your finger in it, and it's got a blade. You take this little rubber tip off, and it's got a blade, and you just carve it. You can draw it out with a pencil, whatever you want to do. But this piece of elastic right here holds the notebook closed. Okay. And this one also has sometimes I'll put a bookmark in them. Permanent bookmark. Here's the bookmark. And it if I can find it here. Where are you at, bookmark? Okay, here's the bookmark. But most of the time I attach them. I attach them right here. And they're permanent. They won't come out. Kind of like this one. This same style. It's like a little Midori, but it's not a Midori. See, and I've got it attached. See, I've got it attached right here. It's a bookmark, and it stays in. And then when you want to mark your page, you just fold it down in there like that, and you're good to go. And then you take your elastic like that, wrap around it. So that's the style. Then you got this style. This is just a simple, notebook. This, you can put 2 notebooks in here or just one. You put one here and one here. This is a good one to slide in your back pocket. And I've actually started making these flaps here larger. So vegetable tanned. All this is vegetable tan. So I've got another Zippo, or this can be an EDC pocket organizer, if you like that. This is a notebook that I've started, and it's got fish hooks on it, and all I did was take 2 fish hooks and tap it real easy, and it made an imprint on it. So pretty cool little deal. Let's see, another small pocket organizer right here. Just a lot of things you can make. Just a lot of things. Here's another leather sheath. This is actually 4 ounce, but I'm gonna make this one out of 8 ounce. This is for an Azula, and this is the square sheath, and it's a scout carry also. So you got this one. Little Zippo lighter holder. It holds a Zippo. You just unsnap it, slide the Zippo in there, and snap it back. Real pretty leather, burnished. See how it's burnished? So we got all that. Another pocket sleeve. These pocket sleeves, you can put a knife in there if you want to protect the knife and slide it in your pocket, or you can put a flashlight if you carry a little small flashlight, or a little ink pen, or whatever. You know, I also make ink pen sleeves, and this is an ink pen sleeve. I don't have my Parker with me, but this is an ink pen sleeve, and it's 4 ounce leather. You just slide your pen down in there, and you can put it in your bag or your purse, however you want to carry it. Trying to find the other little pocket organizer. Here's one out of blue thread, and I'm gonna put this on my Etsy shop. It's got a flag on the back. Everything's made in America. You can see put a little brad there, brass, and I got a little grommet here, and I got a lanyard. I love the blue thread, so y'all tell me what you think about the blue thread. But you know, make these little pouches. People like them. So big pocket organizer right here, and where'd it go? And this is a small size, and you can see the comparison. So you can carry a longer knife in this one, a longer ink pen, or you can carry a flashlight and a knife. You can carry a smaller knife. These are perfect for sod busters, and then you can carry a little small pocket flashlight. Just whatever you want to do. You know, just whatever you know you like. So you know, once you get them made, you know, I just put them in one of these plastic containers, and I decide what to put them on my Etsy shop. But like I said, you start with this or the other type leather, and you know, you just take your time. I get down here and I turn some music on, usually rock, and I kind of zone out, and I you know, I make stuff, you know, make these. I've made quite a few holsters, but I've gave most of them away to let people try. But I've got this one on my Etsy shop, and I'm gonna put this one on there. So a lot of notebooks, pocket notebooks, large notebook, journals. I call them journals. Got this one. This one's got a bookmark. This one will hold 1 or 2 notebooks. See on the inside. Now this one's got some hand carving. Now this is an owl. The owl is actually a stamp, but the tree and the tree limb, I carved that with that knife I showed you. So there's some hand carving. It's just a tree. It's got a limb that the owl's sitting on, and it's hand sewed, black thread. So this is a great size. I got one of these upstairs that I journal in. So it's a good size, you know, if you're interested. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you my Etsy shop. You know, here's another one with fish hook on it. Fish hooks. You know, if you want to put your fishing, make your fishing log and jotter notebook in here. If you want to log your fishing trips down or whatever, any of your outdoor stuff, this is a good one. There's my maker's mark. So you need a maker's mark. So anyway, that's the deal. That's what I make leather stuff with. I enjoy it. I've been doing it for a few years. It takes a while and to learn it, and I actually learn something new every day. You know, you can watch YouTube videos or whatever, you know, however you want to do it. And I've learned a lot doing that, and I've learned a lot with trial and error. Here's a few more little tools. These you can cut rounded edges with. But I do a lot of trial and error. I've got a lot of leather tools. I'm not going to show them all to you. You know, I've got this. You take this, and you can take it and just roll it around your sewing if you want to do it that way. I prefer to use a hammer, a cobbler's hammer, a leather worker's hammer. But anyway, so that's just some leather talk, and so my Etsy shop is www.edc etsy.com/shop/EDC Leather Works. And I got some decals somewhere, and I'll show you, what it looks like. But it's Etsy. This is my leather shop here. So it's EDC. I'm sorry. It's Etsy. It's www.etsy.com/shop/EDC Leather Works. EDC stands for everyday carry, and people carry these little notebooks every day. People carry the big notebooks, the knife stuff, the little wallets, the pocket organizers, anything like that. It's an EDC item. It's an everyday carry. So EDC Leather Works. EDC Leather Works. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy leather working. I like to share what I do. I'm fairly decent with my hands. I don't make perfect stuff, and there's not anything you can make that's perfect. You just get down and experiment, put your time in, and then you can have a good product. You can make this. This was one of my first sheaths I made, and I've came a long ways. You can see it's got the little brads in it, buttons as I call them. So you can experiment. Don't be afraid. Just experiment. But anyway, if you like this video, I would appreciate if you'd comment on it, and tell me what you think about my leather products. I know I didn't show me actually making stuff. That's probably going to come, but I'm already up to 26 minutes. So anyway, leave a comment, tell me what you think. I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, leave a like, hit the bell, and God bless you. And I hope you have a great week, the rest of the week. Today's Wednesday. Beautiful weather here in Georgia. God bless you. Please be safe out there. Be safe, and just have a great week. And I will see you next time.